Origin Home Studio Reaction, and this is what is the shortest lived country in history, but channel half as interesting. Is this like real life lore style of channel? Because I've never heard of this. This was literally the first video that was recommended to me by YouTube somehow. That was a surprise. Usually the first top videos are channels that I've already seen or at least I've heard about or something. But this is like a completely new channel that was the first recommended. I don't know why. It could be because of real life lore, because I react to that a lot. So I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting video. Shortest lived country. What can that be? Obviously, I don't know everything about all the countries in the world. Right now, I think there are like, not officially, but I think there are like 200 plus countries. But officially, it's like 180 or 190, if I remember correctly. Right? There are certain criteria that makes a country, but even that is controversial because everybody can have their own opinion on it, right? Country is literally the biggest entity there is, so nobody can really, create a criteria for that because nothing bigger than a country. No, I'm not talking about landmass. Don't say continents. I mean as an entity, right? And no, groups doesn't count like European Union and shit like that. Country is literally the biggest thing, right? Country is what it is, and then other countries like try to work together or something that never works apparently, as the last year has shown us, and God knows what's going to happen in the future. But yeah, Weimar Republic, it could be that, but it's not. I highly doubt that's going to be the shortest one because it wasn't that short. I'm pretty sure there's some ridiculous stat like some country was there for just few months or something, right? But I think what criteria is like globally acceptable criteria about countries? I think there are like 3 or 4 elements to it, and I don't know about this officially, but I think this is what people usually talk about. Like all the major powers needs to recognize you as a country. I think you have to have some kind of a fixed population. You have to have a government. I think there are these 3 elements, right? What's the 4? I guess you're supposed to trade. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I read that. Like you're supposed to trade with other big countries as well. Basically, that implies that other countries recognize you. Other countries actually, get along with you. You are a stable government. You're a stable population, so you're a country. But then again, this is like a suggestive thing. This doesn't necessarily mean like this is the only way you can be a country. But yeah, let's watch this one. Remember, if you like my channel, don't subscribe. So I know which type of videos to react to more. I love videos like this, real life lore style of video, general knowledge type of thing, right? I don't do that usually. Yeah, I just do real life lore video on another channel. But yeah, I'm glad that there are other channels, and it's at 2.36 million subscribers. So that's a big one. So let's watch it.
This video was made possible by Brilliant. Learn something new every day at brilliance.org/HAI.
No, wait a minute. It's a bit different voice.
So you clicked on this video because you want to know what the shortest lived country in history is. And you might be thinking, well, come on, video guy, just tell us the answer. Don't stretch out to a whole video like a jerk. Well, first of all, there's no need for name calling. And second of all, while I'd love to just tell you the answer is complicated and great for watch time. That's because what the shortest lived country is depends on what's considered a country. For example, if I say right now, and let me get the clock ready, I declare this recording studio with the consent of its people, which is me, as the free and independent state of Hafizunshingstania, and never mind, we're dissolved. 4.2 seconds. Did I just make the shortest lived country ever? Well, probably not, but to be fair to Hafizunshingstania, figuring out when something is a country can be a bit difficult because it's tough to know when something actually is a country and when it's just a group of people, or in my case person, saying they're a country. It's a debate we're seeing right now about several states, such as Taiwan, which actually now that
this is basically like me saying like I declare my species as dogs and declare dogs as humans. That's what I believe in, and that's what I'm gonna tag it from now on. In the end, it's collective humans who gave certain letters to certain type of species, and that's what we call humans, dogs. But it's not like set in stones, right? We human all together, give them that name. And just like, move forward from that. Yeah, that's about right. So I can dispute that and just say like, this is what I think. Sure, nobody's going to just say like, oh, people are, oh, what an idiot. But nobody can force you to change your mind, right? We live in a free world, I guess most of us, I don't know. So I guess it's something like that. Like I declare myself country, sure. But 99.9% of people don't agree with that. So are you really a country?
I think about it, never mind. I should not have mentioned Taiwan. Forget about the Taiwan thing. That's like controversy avoidance 101. Look at this fun meme instead. So basically, there are 2 theories about what makes a country a country. One is called the constitutive theory, which says that being a country is based off international recognition. Basically, a country is only a country when other countries say it is. But how many other countries have to recognize a country for it to be, well, a country? The answer is that nobody seems quite sure, and there are some very country-seeming countries, such as South Korea, that are not recognized by all other countries. If we consider membership in the United Nations as the mark of real international recognition, then the shortest-lived country is the Sultanate of Zanzibar, winner of the first annual HAI Name Awards, which was located here. The Zanzibar archipelago had been a protectorate of the British, but on December 10, 1963 was declared independent and was recognized by the UN on December 16th as its own independent country. But only about a month later, the two major the two major political parties in
Zanzibarian, why not?
Came together to overthrow the Sultan, and on January 12, 1964, they declared a new nation, the People's Republic of Zanzibar, giving the country a total of 33 days as a UN-recognized country. Also, crazy coincidence, the Sultanate of Zanzibar was where the shortest war in history, a 39-minute scuffle, was fought, but that's a story for another time. But here's a problem with the Zanzibar answer. Membership in the UN feels like a pretty high bar to be a country. First of all, the UN didn't exist until 1945, so any country that was around before then couldn't have been in it at all. And second of all, there are plenty of places that are at least partially recognized as countries, but aren't in the UN, like the Vatican City, Kosovo, and Taiwan. So maybe it doesn't take the whole UN, maybe it just takes one other country. If we consider one country's formal recognition to be enough, then the shortest-lived country is...
Look, I'm not gonna lie, in the end it all comes down to who has the bigger gun mentality, in a way, right? I mean, I know it sounds weird, but just go along with me for a second. Look, here's the thing, if USA come out and says like, we fully support this, like this is the, like if they come out for Taiwan, let's be honest, it's gonna be officially a country soon. Because everybody needs USA. Everybody in the economy is dependent on that. Everybody's afraid of USA. It's literally the biggest power that is military. Yeah, people are going to comment this and that, but let's be honest, that's what it is, right? So in the end, fear of something will be enough for people to get convinced like this country and everybody will just get along, right? I mean, that's how usually it works with everything, not just country. And as far as country goes, I guess country is just a suggestive word in a way, right? Because... let's be honest, not all countries are the same. Not everybody treats all countries the same. There are some countries that are literally smaller than some country's state, and they get treated accordingly, even though they are officially a country, right? And people don't do trade, business, and whatever relationship based on that's a country. No, right? So it doesn't matter if something is country or not. It will not have different value in the global stage anyway. Right, so what is considered country, what is not, it's not going to matter much in the big picture.
Drumroll please, the Republic of Crimea, which existed from March 17th, 2014 to March 18th of 2014. So about a day.
This was 3 years old.
Crimea held a referendum and declared its independence on March 17, 2014, and Russia immediately recognized it as a sovereign nation, but then, the next day, Russia annexed Crimea and made it part of the Russian Federation, thus ending the illustrious reign of the Republic of Crimea about 24 hours after it began. But wait a minute, because this one is controversial. First of all, Russia was the only one to recognize the Republic of Crimea. The UN even...
Yeah, I guess they did the same with, what was it, Donbass? There are two regions, right?
Passed a resolution saying that the referendum declaring independence was illegal. So maybe not. Comment engagement is good, so make sure to leave your opinion on Crimean independence in the comments. But like I said before, the constitutive theory is only one theory of what makes a country a country. The second is called the declarative theory. It sets out 4 criteria for a country: a permanent population, a defined territory, a government, and the capacity to enter relations with other states.
Oh, this is what I read. I remember I read something like this. This is what I read, like you have to have a population, like you can't just be one person, you need to have a certain territory, not just one house. You can't have a Pretoria like Peter Griffin did in Family Guy. You need to have a government, but I don't know how strong is it, like even if a chaotic country, right, who doesn't have a government, right, it's just like down to chaos, like military has governance over it. Does that matter? I don't know, maybe a government, sure. Foreign relations, basically getting along with people so people recognize you. Otherwise, you're just saying your country. India, what does it matter? That kind of thing.
According to those criteria, allow me to present the actual shortest-lived country in history, the Russian Democratic Federative Republic. The Russian Federative Democratic Republic was formed around noon on January 19, 1918, when the democratically elected Russian Constituent Assembly drafted and adopted a resolution that declared the Russian Republic was no more and that they were now a cool new democratic country. They had a permanent population, the people in Russia, a defined territory, Russia, a government, the Russian Constituent Assembly, and the capacity to enter relations with other states.
Oh yeah. How the fuck I didn't remember that? Yeah, that shit did happen before everything just went chaotic, right? Before the Lenin and just everybody just went ballistic, there was a shorter period where this happened.
Could have sent letters and stuff. But then, around 6 p.m. that same day, Vladimir Lenin dissolved the assembly and formed instead the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, giving the Russian Federative Democratic Republic a total existence time of 6 hours. You couldn't even finish all 3 Matrix movies in that time.
It was that short?
You want to. But before we declare it the winner, we have one last...
Come on, can you even file paperwork at that point? Was there anything official by that point, right? Oh, we are this for 6 hours. Did you even file anything? Did anybody even recognize you at that point, right? I don't know.
To look at Catalonia. On October 1st, 2017, Catalonia held a referendum and overwhelmingly voted to become independent from Spain. On October 10th, the Catalan leader held a speech where he declared independence, saying, "I assume the mandate of the people for Catalonia to become an independent state in the shape of a republic." But right after that, he asked Parliament to suspend his declaration of independence so that he could negotiate with Spain, giving the independent nation of Catalonia a lifespan of exactly 8 seconds. This independent nation had no international recognition, but, he declared it, so make your own conclusion.
No, it's not.
If you start your own country, you probably know that any good nation eventually progresses into space exploration. To build a space program, there are a few fundamentals.
Yeah, well, go to brilliant.org/HAI as a half as interesting HAI. Support this channel. This was a short video, but fun video, right? I think everything has to have some kind of a criteria. Otherwise, everything's chaos. Let's be honest. People hated the definition of planets when they came up with it, just so they can kick out Pluto, which they needed to do because there were many things like Pluto. It doesn't make sense. There'll be like thousands of planets if they didn't do that. But they came up with a criteria like, are you round? Are you dominating your own orbits, right? And all the shit, all these different type of criterias, right? So when you do that, you have a definitive planet, right? There was 3 criteria, not just 2, but I forgot one. But yeah, in that same way, this 4 criteria thing, like, do you have a defined population? Like, you cannot just people come and go. Do you have a proper stable population? Do you have a government? Do people recognize you and do trading with you, right? Although, what was the 4th one? Yeah, but you need this, right? You need this kind of criteria to, otherwise, like he said, like, I declare Catalonia to be a new country, and it's second, okay, you know what? No, that you can't. People are just gonna claim left and right. There's gonna be chaos. But yeah. Alright, people, that was what is the shortest lived country in history by channel, half as interesting. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, so that way I know if I should do more from this channel. Comment if you want to do any specific video from this channel or not. And yeah, I'll see you next time.